Hi, Wiggly. Wiggly, you want to say hi? Wiggly. Hey, Rocky. Let's take a look at him, guys. Look at him. Look how cute he is on my bed. This is what I have to deal with when I go to bed. Takes up all the bed and cuddles with me. He's lovely. Gotta love him. Guys, I'm going to zoom in on his face. Look at that. His cute little face. Hey, my beautiful, lovely people. Hope all you guys are having a great week so far. I'm sorry, guys, that you guys are going to see tonight's episode late. I was supposed to do today and this episode way earlier today, and it just I was out all day. I was busy all day with multiple things. And so, that didn't give me a lot of time. So I do apologize. But we are going to continue our topic in Mental Health Awareness Month. I said yesterday that we would talk about how it is okay not to be okay. But I want to make one thing crystal clear, okay? You still, when I talk about how it is okay not to be okay, that doesn't mean you can be lazy, give up, and expect people to make everything better. I'm not saying that, okay? And I want to make that one thing very crystal clear before I begin this episode, because I feel like if I go out and I say that, hey, yeah, it's okay not to be okay, and that you can rely on everybody else to make everything better, not true. That's not what I'm going to discuss or talk about in this video. So I do want to make that one thing crystal clear. But if you enjoy this episode, hit that thumbs up and like. And don't forget to subscribe down below if you have not done so already. And as I have said, at least the past number of days, once we get into the middle of the month, I will be talking about my diagnosis with mental health. I will be talking about my how I've conquered the battles, how I've had to go through it on my lowest days and highest days. And then the last part of the month, we will talk about my mental hospital experience. So if you guys have anything regarding that you want me to cover when I start doing that, leave it down below in the comment section below. But other than that, let's get into tonight's topic. Okay, so let's get underway, shall we, with the what do I mean? What does Ryan mean when he says it is okay not to be okay? It literally means what I just said, okay? You know how we go out in society every day with our coworkers, our friends, our boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, family, all that. And then you always can ask, hey, how are you doing? How's your day going? Okay. A lot of times people will say, not all the time, but sometimes people will say they're doing good, they're having an okay day, long day, busy day. You know what I'm getting. But sometimes under all of that, they are not doing okay. And so it is okay to say that you are not doing okay, guys. There's 52 weeks in a year, 365 days in a year, 12 months in a year. And in all of that, you're going to have bad days, okay days, horrible days, and good days. Okay, so there's no shame in saying that you are not having a good day or you are not doing good or okay and all that. But I want you guys to also know that there is hope, okay? There's a lot of times I look at my life, I reflect my battles, and it's not easy. All my mental health battles have never been easy. They've never been, oh, if you do this, this, and this, this will happen. I had a lot of friends. I had my girlfriend telling me, hey, everything is going to get better very, very soon. I've had my own girlfriend told me at one point, you know, Ryan, everything will turn out fine. Now, she was wrong in one way, but she was correct in another, okay? How was she wrong by saying everything would eventually be fine? Eventually, she was wrong because she said everything will be okay and you'll get back to how you are very soon. Well, soon did not come any soon enough. Okay, I ended up fighting that mental health battle for the next 8 months before everything turned out okay. And I did everything right. I took my meds on time. I went to therapy. I did literally everything I was told by doctors, by friends, by family, by my school counselor. And I had to realize that sometimes when the bright side, you know how they say that when you look at the end of the tunnel, there is light and hope. Sometimes it takes longer than you expect. And that is not a fun thing to realize. I'm very aware of that. I'm fully aware of that. But you kind of also know, guys, that when you're not doing okay, you will always probably say there is no hope or no light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, and there is, okay. I would not be here today if it wasn't for my amazing family, my amazing friends, my doctors. There are literally a lot of police officers who I talk to daily, and I don't just talk to them, to give them an update on me. I talk to them because they're the ones that guided me back into the right direction when I was going in the wrong way. They were the ones that were not family, were not friends, and were not doctors, that literally took time out of their shift to give me advice. And I'll be very honest with you guys. I've been in a lot of battles. I've been in the ER so many times for mental health. And I kind of be honest with you, it's no fun. But the one thing I always said when I was struggling with my mental health at the beginning of all this, when I was first diagnosed, is that I don't have hope. I'm getting bullied at school and on the bus. I'm getting bullied on social media, and there's people going to other schools spreading rumors about me. And how I found that out was through my ex-girlfriend. And you know what? People kind of criticized her by saying, well, you shouldn't have told him because it sent him down a downhill spiral. I think when she told me all that, it was not just the truth. It was something I needed to hear because you're going to probably criticize me for it. It made me stronger and it made me better, okay? I had to learn how to get through tough situations because I did not give up. Every time I went through a mental health struggle, I did not give up. Even in the moment and the days I wanted to give up, I did not give up, okay? I did not want to disappoint my family. I did not want to disappoint my friends. And for all the people who believed in me, I did not want to let them down, okay? And so there were times during my mental health battles, guys, that I did not do it for me. I did it for my family, my friends, my doctors. And it does sound rude that why would you not do it for yourself? But you know what? Someone once said, you don't have to do it for yourself, Ryan. You just need to do it, if not for yourself, you need to do it for someone you truly care about. And you know what, guys? When I talk to kids about mental health and all that, I'm very open about saying that you may not want to do it for yourself, but you always need to do it for someone else who you love and care about. So, but I want you guys to understand this, okay? If you are not doing okay, you're not alone, okay? But that doesn't mean you need to give up. That doesn't mean you need to wave the white flag and surrender to it. It means if you want to get better, you need to try. You need to wake up every single day and you need to at least do something, okay? And when I say get up, I don't mean get up, sit on the couch and watch TV all day or play video games all day. You need to be productive. You need to be getting out of the house. You need to be helping around the house. You need to, I'll be very honest with you guys. When you're not doing okay, the worst thing that you could do to yourself is to be alone and not be productive. Okay, what do I mean by not being productive? If you want to watch TV, cool, watch TV. Don't do it all day, but don't play video games. I'm serious, guys. Playing video games when you are not doing mentally well will not help. I promise you that. Okay, I play video games. It doesn't help. Okay, and the reason is, guys, is because a lot of times you want to play video games and you want to take your anger out, and then that video game could become a reality, okay? The biggest thing I would recommend, guys, is be productive, okay? You don't need to go out and, and go to a church and sit down with a pastor. You don't have to do that, guys. I sat down with my pastor in church with my mental health battles, and you know what? He sat down with me in his office and he said, you do not have to come to me to get better. You do not have to walk in here and always sit down and pray and talk to me to get better. You know what you have to do? You have to be productive. But the one thing I chose to do when I went to my church and I saw my pastor through all of this is I believed I was going to get better. I just didn't know when or how long, but I knew I was going to get better. And I knew that there were times I would sit through a 1-hour service and I would scratch myself because I was getting very impatient. And that will be another topic. But the biggest thing I want you guys to know, if you're ever going through something, is you are not alone. But you need to also put effort into it, okay? I think that's not said enough, okay? It's always you're not alone and everything will be okay. But when you hear the quote that you are not alone and that it's okay not to be okay, then you don't hear the quote, well, you need to be productive and try, okay? Because guys, I promise you, if you don't try and don't be productive, you will not get better, okay? Even if you take the meds and even if you do the therapy, you will still not get better because you have to be productive, okay? You can't be lazy. Now, I had to be told this and given a reality check a couple of times, but that was not being mean. That was not being harsh. That was not being rude. That was giving me the best advice to getting better. Okay, I remember to this day, my girlfriend, when I was in high school, she would call me every day and she's like, you better not miss one of my phone calls. Because she's like, if you miss one phone call, I will be showing up on your doorstep giving you a reality check. And guys, I was very thankful for her because she would call me and she would say, I'm about to go to class right now, but I'm going to be thinking about you, or I'm going to be praying for you. She would go home and before they ate dinner, they would pray as a family and they would pray that I would get better, but she was with me every step of the way. And even when I had to get hospitalized, she would write me a card and I would read it. And the card always said that this is not your fault because you were putting effort in. But she's like, I love you. Going, high school, it was tough for me. and all that. And I'll just explain. Why did we break up? We broke up. We dated 4 years. We dated, okay, and then we ended up having to break up because she was going to college. I was going to college in another town. Literally another town was a half hour away, and all that. And so we had to break up. But the great thing about it is, to this day, we are very close, and she still supports me. The only difference is we're not in a relationship anymore. But you know what, guys? That's just the beginning. All right. So I want you guys to understand that, yes, guys, mental health, it's a sensitive topic. I get it, guys. When I go out and I give people advice or I talk about it to kids, I always get told it's a sensitive topic. And I do agree, it is. It is a sensitive topic, but it's a topic we need to talk about. It's a topic that needs to be preached more. Because you know what, guys? I'll be very honest with you. In my family, before me, before my mental health, there was no history of mental illness. I am the only one in my family still that has mental health. And you know what? I'm not ashamed of it. There's nothing ashamed with getting diagnosed with mental health. It doesn't make you odd. It doesn't make you creepy. It doesn't make you scary. It makes you a human being. Okay? And kind of like I said on day one of the month of May, we all have mental health issues because we all go through depression, and depression is a sign of mental illness. Now, if you get depressed but don't get diagnosed with depression, you still went through a mental health episode. Okay, so yeah, I just want to let you guys know that, it's okay to not be okay, but you need to do the work. It is up to you to get better. And the first step to getting better is accepting that you need help and then doing the work. Believe me, it's not that hard. It seems difficult, but it's really not that hard. All right. So, you know what, guys? If you guys are watching this and you guys are going through a tough time, I feel your pain, but I pray that you guys will get better, and I support you guys in whatever battle you are going through. You don't have to share it down below in the comments. Believe me, you can always, keep it to yourself. But if you guys ever want to share your journey or the struggles you're going through, you can always do that. You guys can reach me at Ryan Knight, YouTube 98. But also remember, I am not a doctor and I am not a mental health professional, but I am somebody that can tell you that you are worth it, you are valued, and there is hope and light at the end of the tunnel for whatever you're going through. And that's all I want you guys to know. That's all you need to know. So, but I think that's a great place to stop. So before I end the video, if there is anything regarding mental health you want me to focus more on or address a little more, you guys can leave it down below in the comment section. Other than that, you guys are probably going to see this video on Hump Day and Wednesday. So if you do, happy Wednesday, happy Hump Day. But tomorrow, I have a surprise topic regarding mental health for you. And I'm not going to share. You'll have to wait till tomorrow.